My daughter cut ties after I asked her to forgive her stepsister for stealing her boyfriend. Now she's pregnant and I feel excluded from her life. I, 54 female, have one daughter, Ella, 28 female, with my ex Dylan, 57 male. Dylan and I amicably divorced when Ella was only 4 years old. A few years later, I married my now husband, Jack, 55 male. He was a single dad of 2 kids, Jason, 25 male and Sophie, 27 female. Jack and I also have a daughter, Bella, 17 female. This is about Sophie and Ella. I always thought since they were closer in age, they would get along really well, and I was right. They were like best friends and we were really happy in our blended family. When Ella was in college, she met this guy, Brian, 30 male, at a cafe where she worked. They started dating. I was happy for Ella. Brian proposed to Ella in front of our whole family and it was very romantic. Everything was fine until one day Ella came to our house screaming at Sophie. She claimed that Sophie had been sleeping with Brian. I told her she must be joking. Sophie would never do that to her. There was a lot of screaming until Sophie finally said that she and Brian were in love. This caused more commotion. We did have an extremely hard conversation with Sophie. She showed her remorse and was very guilty. We tried to talk to Ella, saying that Sophie was sad and maybe she should forgive her, but Ella was having none of it. She went on to more screaming and bashing all of us, saying that we were abandoning her and picking Sophie. That is not the case. I tried to make it as peaceful as possible, but Ella didn't want that. When Ella and Brian broke up, he started dating Sophie. They got engaged within a year. Sophie wanted Ella to be her bridesmaid, but Ella just said, "Over my dead body." I thought it was really cruel of her to say that, and she was being petty by holding on to the past anger. Needless to say, she didn't come to the wedding, rather, she left the city to live with her father. She didn't contact us much except for Bella. I thought she might need some time to cool off, but I was hurt that she kept us out of her life. We only got some insights from Bella and Jason. She only sends me cards on my birthday, but hardly ever speaks to me. I think it was unfair. Anyway, one day she came to our place. Sophie and Brian were also there. She gave us an invitation card to her wedding with someone named Rye. I don't know much about him. She didn't even include us in the wedding party, plus the venue was a 4-hour drive and the hotels in that area are expensive. We did agree to go, but at the last moment, Jack got sick and I had to cancel. When I told her the reason I could not come to her wedding, she told me not to bother. She made the right choice by not including me in her wedding. She knew I was a bad mom. It really bothered me. I always wanted to be by her side, but the place and time she was getting married were not compatible for us. That was 2 years ago. She never contacted us again. Then, a few weeks ago, my daughter Bella showed me a post on Instagram that Ella was pregnant. She posed with her stepmother with a caption like, "She will be a good grandmother." I was furious. How can she forget her whole family here? So I called her from Bella's phone and wanted an explanation. She replied that, since I never bothered to be at her wedding, I don't deserve to be in her kid's life. She said, it is not just her wedding. She claims I have never been supportive of her, that I do not care about her. She went on to blabbing that she never felt like she had my support even when she got cheated on and I chose my stepdaughter over her. I told her it was not fair for her to hold that against me till now because it was 6 years ago. She has moved on and Sophie has moved on as well. She is being petty by holding on to something that happened years ago. So did I do anything wrong? Relevant comments. Zestiowski, yes, you did everything wrong, but at least you're consistent. But I don't think you need to worry about Ella because there's nothing you can do or are willing to do to fix your relationship with her. So focus on your lovely stepdaughter and stepson because that's your family now. Just in case you are wondering though, I have a scenario for you. If it had been reversed and it was Ella who lied and slept with Sophie's boyfriend, let's call him Brian, but she was very sad, would you have told Sophie to suck it up and forgive her? Would she have? Not sure that's even valid since someone who sleeps with her sister's boyfriend and lies about it is capable of feeling hurt or betrayal, but it's how you view and value each of them here that I'm wondering. Ice Queen 98,547. Get a grip, lady. You have lost your daughter due to your own chain of actions and inactions. Unless you do some seriously genuine holy shit, I made a bunch of shitty decisions in good God, I'm sorry actions, you will never have a chance at redemption. Your stepdaughter is in the wrong. You are in the wrong. Either listen to the comments and make a change or live with the consequences of your selfish behavior. 4 hours is not that far to drive to save a relationship. Geez, you suck. D. Kuno, you are the a whole big time. At every turn, you put Ella down. You don't get to decide that Ella should forgive Sophie and Brian. You don't get to decide to not go to Ella's wedding and still expect things to be okay. You don't get to expect a relationship with Ella's child or any future children she has when all you've ever done is tear her down. Ella had an entire future planned out at one point, and it all blew up in her face because her ex and stepsister betrayed her, and you couldn't even find it in yourself to comfort her.